let's begin with the today's lecture and just have a overlook onto this particular video clip associated with the So that is the industrial pharmacy and the overall processes that are carried out in case of industry. We are onto the pilot plant scale up techniques in which we had already covered most of the details associated with the pilot plant technique. And these are the definition, objectives, the different steps that are to be carried out when we want to move from lab scale to that of the industrial scale. Now, in today's lecture, our talk that will revolves around some of the general considerations to which the due attention that is needed to be paid while going for the scaling up from lab to the pilot. The contents of general consideration, they will consist of the different subheadings that are divided in the form of some 10 to 12 subheadings. The very first that is said to be the reporting responsibility. The second one is the personal requirement. The third one, the considerations associated with the space requirement. We have to consider the review of the formula which is to be used from lab to that of the pilot to that of the plant scale. Then we need to consider the points associated with the raw materials. We need to give our due consideration to that of the equipments, the production rate, the speed, yield, the processes, the methods, the steps which are used. These need to be carefully evaluated. Then the different procedures which are going to be adopted during the scaling up and during the plant process in the form of the records, in the form of the procedures, batch manufacturing record, that is the BMR, and likewise some of the stability issues associated with the product and its uniformity, along with that of the guidelines in terms of the GMP guidelines. So the first is the reporting responsibility. As far as the responsibilities are concerned, that are onto the shoulder of the R&D personnel, R&D staffs who are working, who are modifying, who are designing a particular formula. But the same kind of responsibility is also onto that of the formulator. They both have to share the responsibility. And these two, they will be held responsible for reporting the details associated with the formula. So the R&D group with the separate staff and the production department that should have the separate staff. The formulator who developed the product can take into the production and can provide support even after transition into production has been completed. That means the people who are engaged in the process of formulation, in the process of designing of the formula, the same need to be brought, or the same they should deliver their services during the process of production. because they will be knowing the A to Z aspects associated with the designing and the rationale behind that. Whether the same is going to be followed or not, the same is going to be adopted or not by the production personnel, that need to be monitored and that is to be carefully evaluated. And if any transition is required, if any change is required, so that should be carried out under the supervision of these two only. They should work collaboratively. The second consideration that is associated with the personal requirement, we require the people from the scientist community, we require the people who are experienced, we require the people who are qualified one. We require the people with the knowledge of pharma, we require the people with the knowledge of engineering, we require the people with the knowledge of the computer technology, because whatever the new instruments that are coming, these are going to be operated or these are digitized one. And in order to handle all these, we should have the people from the discipline who will knows how to handle the computers. So the scientists with experience in pilot plant operations as well as in actual production area are the most preferred one. So the people who already work in case of the pilot plant, so which are said to be the experienced people, and the production area people. That means the people who are having their experience from the production area. So these are highly preferable one, as they have to understand the intent of the formulator. The R&D personnel, by what consideration they might have developed the formula, the same should be understood, as well as understood the perspective of the production personnel, how the people they are working in case of the production department, because these are only the people, these are actually the people who are directly in contact with that of the operating machineries, and these are well versed in case of handling of these machineries. So the personnel like say the formulator and the production, they have to work collaboratively. The group should have some personnel with the engineering knowledge. The engineering people, these are required from the maintenance point of view. If anything that will happen during the process, as far as the machineries are concerned, if these are not functioning properly, if these are not giving the required degree of accuracies, then that should be handled, that should be cared, that should be managed by the people from the areas of the engineering. As far as the computers are concerned, I already told that because to handle the digitized equipments, the digitized panels, we need to have the people from the computers. Next is the computer experts. The third consideration that is required as far as the space requirements are concerned. Sufficient ambient and the discrete space is required as far as the pilot plant is concerned. It should not be too much congested. It should be ambient one. So the space requirement, that is in terms of the administration and information processing, the physical testing area, the standard equipment floor space, and the storage area. So these four are the different areas which should be considered during the pilot plant scale up. As far as the administration and information area is concerned, that should consist of the space for the offices and the area that should be in close proximity where actually the working that is going to be happening. Like say there should be a need of adequate office and desk space that should be provided for both scientists as well as to that of the technicians. And the space should be adjacent to the working area. As far as the floor space is concerned, the second requirement is for the physical testing area. This area again should provide permanent bench-top space for routinely used physical testing equipments. So all kinds of tech equipments that are regularly required, right from say weighing balance, UV, IR, NMR, ACM, thermal testing equipments, DSCs, flame photometers, all these equipments, these should be placed in case of the physical testing area. So in fact, it is a kind of lab. So that is required in case of the pilot plant in order to evaluate, in order to assure the final quality of the products. The standard pilot plant equipment floor space. So this is actually the space which is required or which is said to be the heart of the pilot plant where actually the manufacturing activity as far as scaling up is concerned that is carried out. The discrete pilot plant space where the equipment needed for manufacturing all types of dosage form is located. Yes, this is most important one. The pilot plant, the same should be used for solid, the same should be used for liquid, the same should be used for the semi-solid. So its suitability should be there for all types of the dosage form. Intermediate size and full-scale production equipment is essential in evaluating the effect of scale-up of research formulation and the processes. The size of the equipment that should be such that it should be large from that of the lab, but should be small than that of the commercial plant. So this is why, because say we are not actually going for commercial production, and it should be such that it should easy to handle all the operations. The next point that is most important associated with the pilot plant, that is the equipment used should be made portable wherever possible. See, that is what is the reason why it is said that it should be of the intermediate size. The equipment usually should be made portable wherever possible so that after use it can be stored in the small storeroom. Let's say, for example, if we are manufacturing a tablet, if we are testing a tablet, if we want to give approval to the commercial production of a tablet, we are processing it. And after some time, after a few days, if we require to test and evaluate and to take a review of the liquid kind of formulation, in such a case, we don't require the granulator, we don't require the mixer, they don't require the dryer, right? So the same should be shifted to that of the storeroom. And if they are of large size one, then it is very difficult to manage the space which is available so that we can shift it to that of the another testing. The space for cleaning of the equipment that should also be provided. Yes, the whole setup should be in accordance with that of the guidelines, regulatory requirements, and it should be like a replica of the actual plant. The storage space, we require the storage space for the finished products, we require the storage space for the in process materials, then the for the active drug, for the excipients, for the approved and the unapproved drugs. So the storage area, it should have two areas divided as approved and unapproved area. Approved, it is the area where the samples which are approved or which has been given approval by the quality control and the quality assurance department. Unapproved, the inventories that are to be placed in case of the unapproved. So upon subjecting it to that of the QC approval only, the product that will be released for its use. It should have the two areas divided as approved and unapproved area for active ingredient as well as the excipients. The different areas should provided for the storage of the in-process materials, finished bulk products from the pilot plant and materials from the experimental scale-up batches made in the production. So the experimental scale batches, they should be subjected to that of the evaluations, quality controls, and upon getting the result as per the requirement, further they should be released. And the storage area for the packing material that should also be provided. The prepared product that should be placed into the packaging material area, and the packaging material that should be used to pack the finished product. Review of the formula. A thorough review of the each aspect of the formulation is important. Yes, each and every step, right from ingredient, right from the different numberings, codings, because most of the time the two different ingredient, they have similar names. So in order to avoid the confusion, there is a need to have some codings. And this has to be carefully reviewed. A thorough review of the each aspect of formulation is important. The purpose of each ingredient and its contribution to the final product manufactured on the small scale laboratory equipment should be understood. The effect of the scale up using equipment that may subject to the process of stresses of different types and degrees can be more readily predicted and recognized. The raw materials. One purpose responsibility of pilot plant is the approval and validation of the active ingredients and the excipients as a raw materials. Now, why it is important? It is important because the raw materials used in small scale production that cannot necessarily be representative for the large scale production. Say, if we just go through the cooking, we know that we used to cook the food at our home also, and the food is going to be cooked at the larger functions like say weddings, anniversaries, and the birthdays also. So the people who are going to be preparing these foods at wedding and at home, they may not be same, because the logic, the formula, the calculation which are applicable to that of the regular day-to-day preparation of the food material, that cannot be correlated, that cannot be brought as such into the wedding. So preparation of the food in case of wedding, that is the say like pilot or the plant, and lab scale, that is nothing but the preparation of the food at our home. So the sixth consideration that is associated with the equipment, the most economical and the simplest and efficient equipment which are capable of producing product within the proposed specification, these are used. Because why we need to go with the economical in order to reduce the cost, to reduce the development cost. They should be simple and efficient. The required degree of quality that should be obtained with the help of use of such equipments. The size of the equipment should be such that the experimental trials run should be relevant to that of the production sized batches. Yes. So what results we are getting in case of the pilot study, the same result should be obtained in case of the production, in case of the large scale production. If the equipment is too small, the process developed will not scale up. Let's say for example, if we will be having a very small size of say 10-liter capacity of the fermenter or mixer, the same we cannot go for using multiple times for pilot or say the plant one. So we should have the adequate equipment. Whereas if equipment is too big, then the wastage of the expensive active ingredient may occur. Very truly, because it may stick to that one. It is very difficult to clean. It is very difficult to handle. So the moderate size equipments should be used during the pilot plant scale up. The production rate, the intermediate as well as the future market trend requirements, these are considered while determining the production rate. Very truly, the intermediate as well as the future market trend requirement are considered while determining the production rate. Again, if currently we are working or the government they are working or every pharma company they are working in order to get the vaccine against the COVID-19, because that is the market trend, that is the future market requirement, right? So based on that, to perform study onto this, definitely that will be useful in order to get the desired degree of the rate of production, and that is useful for the manufacturers. The process evaluations, the eighth consideration, the different parameter like say the uh, order of mixing, mixing speed, mixing time, rate of addition of granulating agent, solvents, solution of the drug, heating and cooling rate, filter sizes, screen sizes, and the drying temperature along with the time. So all these parameters are should be evaluated carefully. Let's say, for example, if we consider the order of mixing of components, if you want to mix the component, in what particular quantity the active drug should be taken, in what particular quantity the excipient should be taken, in what particular quantity the granulating agents are considered, in what particular quantity the binding agent they should be taken, in what particular quantity the coloring, sweetening, lubricating, anti-adherent, all these needed to be added. And what should be the order of mixing, when the binding agent should be added, when the coloring agent should be added, when the API that should be added, what is the order generally. We are going to be adding all these increasing order, all these ingredients into the increasing order. The mixing speed, the speed at which the process they needed to be mixed. It should not be too much slow, it should not be too much high. The RPM that should be carefully determined one, and that should be optimized one in order to get the desired specifications. The mixing time, for how long duration the process need to be mixed in order to get the consistency of mixing of API, of coloring agents with that of the whole mass, rate of addition of granulating agent like say solvent and the solution of the drug. Here the considerations will be associated with the binding agent. If we are going to be adding in the required amount, we will be getting the desired degree, the desired specifications of the granulating agent, so that it will get very easily going into the disintegration and then into the dissolution. If the addition of the binding agent is too much high, the concentration is too much, then it will causes production of the very hard granules. Heating and the cooling rate, yes, what should be the temperature, what should be the rate, and when it should be increased, when it should be reduced. If it is cooling temperature, that should be clearly specified how much it is, 2 degree, 4 degree, 6 degree, 8 degree, like that. The filter size based on the liquid consistency, that is say the viscosity, we should properly choose the filter size. The screen size, what particular size particle we need, accordingly the screen size has to be chosen. The drying temperature and the drying time, it should not be too much fast, it should not be too much slow, it should not be for a shorter duration of time, it should not be for a too much longer duration of time. So all these should be optimized and all these should be carefully followed. Now, why it is necessary to carry out the process evaluation? So because it will gives us the knowledge. So that is what is the reason for which we are going for the evaluation. The knowledge of the effect of various process parameters, as few mentioned above, form the basis for process optimization and the validation. Yes, I told you that it is the process optimization and the process validation. That means the process which we are adopting, if we are taking in that particular quantity for that particular duration for that particular time, then definitely we will going to get the requirements as per the specifications which are mentioned into the official books. The next consideration is as far as the master manufacturing procedures are concerned. The three important aspects are required in master manufacturing processes. The weight sheet. Weight sheet will contain the details of all the ingredients in terms of their weight, which is to be weighed. The processing direction, that is in terms of the protocol, that is in terms of the steps, that is in terms of the standard operating procedures, and the manufacturing procedure in order to handle the equipments and the machineries. So the weight sheet should clearly identify the chemicals required in a batch. To prevent confusion, the names and the identifying numbers. To prevent confusion, the names and identifying numbers for the ingredients should be used on a batch record. Because say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that means very specifically a particular ingredient that will be understood. At the same time, if two different equipments or say if the two different ingredient will be having similar names, then sometime with the help of sometime by mistake, if we are going on changing a single alphabet, that may totally go on changing the ingredient, so which ultimately affecting the products. So this is most important that we should have the identifying numbers as far as the ingredients are concerned. The process direction should be precise and explicit. So very clear direction should be there. That should be short. Wherever required, the details should be mentioned and what are the points they need to be given the due considerations. A manufacturing procedure should be written by the actual operator. The actual operator is the person who is well versed as far as handling of the equipments are concerned, handling of the machineries are concerned. So the manufacturing and the operating procedure that should be written by the actual operator or the head or the qualified person associated with that. Various specifications like addition rate, mixing time, mixing speed, heating, cooling rate, temperature, storing of the finished product sample should be mentioned in the batch record direction. So, in fact, in a nutshell, the master manufacturing procedure that should contain A to Z information right from ingredient up to the manufacturing. The product stability and uniformity. The primary objective of the pilot plant is the physical as well as chemical stability. Yes, in order to get the safe, stable, and effective product, it is necessary that all these should be considered. The attention should be paid to all these. And if by paying attention, if we are not getting the stable product, then again, it is wastage only. So the basic objective of the process of pilot plant that is to achieve the stability. Hence, each pilot plant representing the final formulation and manufacturing procedure should be studied for the stability. The stability study that need to be performed at accelerated conditions, at a variable temperatures, at a variable humidities for a variable duration. Let's say, for example, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or say 1 to 2 year also. The stability studies should be carried out in finished package as well, right? So ultimately, our interest is in case of the finished product. So GMP consideration. Again, if we talk about the GMP, it is the whole course itself, and it is very difficult to get it covered. But what is important here in case of pilot plant is the GMP items that should be a part of scale up, and the attention should be paid or the good manufacturing practices that should be adopted in terms of equipment qualification. Equipment qualification, that is nothing but the qualification, the word meaning should not be taken, that is the equipment requirement we can say, or the desired equipment we can say. The process validation, regularly scheduled preventing maintenance. Yes, it is always better to prevent than cure. So time to time we need to go for maintenance of the machinery so that the process should not get affected. Regular process review and evaluation, the relevant SOPs, that is the written standard operating procedures, the use of competent technically qualified personnel are needed, adequate provision for training of the personnel, technology transfer. If any new technology that is coming, so that should be implemented, that should be adopted for the pilot plant scale up. Validation associated with that of the cleaning procedures and an orderly arrangement of the equipment so as to ease the material flow and prevent the cross contamination.